Okay, so yeah, you can navigate to the given URL here, and you can also scan the WhatsApp QR code so that we can add you in the Delhi NCR WhatsApp too. So coming to the topic today, we are going to that is automation summarizer. Maybe some of you will be aware about the automation summarizer. It is a solution accelerator similar to the orchestrator manager if you are aware about it. So automation summarizer, it is designed by the UiPath team to ease our job, like as a system admin or the solution accelerator. Okay. So we will cover more in detail later. So coming about me, my name is Mohammad Faiz Khan. I'm working as a RP Senior Technical Consultant with the Silicon Partners. So I am the two-time UiPath HyperAct champion, AI Summit champion, and the official content writer of UiPath. And you can visit to this blog or tutorial written by me, and you can also ping me or reach out to me on my LinkedIn account. So today we are going to start with the overview, the automation summarizer solution accelerator, then what are the prerequisites are required. We will also cover in details, and the demo and the Q&A session later. So the automation summarizer solution accelerator, like I said, it is the same like the orchestrator manager. It is designed to ease your job. Like if I talk about the orchestrator manager, it is designed for the admin or the solution accelerator to deploy or push any uh, queues. If you want to create a bulk queue, if you want to create a bulk assets, so you can leverage the solution accelerator, that is orchestrator manager. Same way, UiPath recently introduced the automation summarizer that will ease your tasks like uh, UiPath Orchestrator having different components, that is assets, queues, and processes and folders. There may be chance of some failure, exceptions, and error. So if you want to go and look into it, it will take some time to go to explore on it, like what are the reason of failure, what are the reason of exceptions. So UiPath spend some time to design the solution accelerator to ease your job. You can run the process by do a little change like assets values, and you can also customize the report. And there are some expertise are needed, like if you're going to use the automation summarizer, so you must have the admin access, you must have the Amazon Bedrock, you must have the integration services. We will cover these detailing later. So yeah, it will ease the job of solution accelerator, sorry, the solution architect or the admin. So these are some features. This automation summarizer will help you in your day-to-day job, like accurate automation status and issues reporting of daily orchestrator log. Like we have the log, but we don't have a time to go into to check each and every logs. So by leveraging this automation summarizer, you can ease your job. And yeah, definitely you can also publish this process into Orchestrator, and you can schedule these automation summarizer. Maybe it will run on weekly or monthly basis, and it will generate one report at the end. I will show you like how the report will look like. So yeah, at the end of the execution, you will expect one report, and there we have the logic in the automation summarizer. You can send this report to any process owner, admin, or the solution architect. So this report will cover in detail once I move into the studio. So yeah, so there is very little form like this detail we have covered in the slide, because we have target to cover more and more detail in this demo, in the live demo. So let's move on to the UiPath marketplace. So if you are not aware about the UiPath marketplace, it is a repository where you can download pre-built solutions. It can be a individual solution, it can be a partner solution, or it can be a accelerator to just download and do some little changes to leverage the ready-to-use solutions. So yeah, if you want to download, you have to visit market.uipath.com. There you can also search here, or if you have the URL, you can directly navigate to here. If you are visiting first time, you will require the login. So if you already have the UiPath Orchestrator login, just log in into your browser and click on the sign in. Once you are signing, you have the option to download this automation summarizer. If you want to go into, like, if you can see the benefit of this automation summarizer, it will reduce your task to build from scratch. So approximate 272 hours required in order to build this automation summarizer from scratch. 95% optimize productivity, 90% enhance accuracy. So yeah, definitely you can see it is built by the UiPath team, and the certification for this automation summarizer solution, it is gold certified. So let's download this first. Once you download, there is two different things. Like if you want to deploy this process with the help of Solution Accelerator or maybe Solution Management. So let me open the process. Okay. So once you download and unzip it, it will look like this. You can come here under the development folder. There we have two different options. You can see there is asset details and there is automation summarizer solution management. So there we have around 10 to 12 or 15 assets you need to create in order to leverage this automation summarizer. But if you don't want to create it manually, so there we have the option that is called solution management. And we have this package. We can deploy this package. It will automatically create the assets over there. So let me open and walk you through how you can leverage the solution management to create these bulk assets, right? Just open your orchestrator, click on this Rubik icon, go under this automation ops. There we have solution management. You can come here under the package, upload the solution package, choose the solution package, open it, and upload. Okay, so as it is already there, so once you upload, it will, let me delete it first. Okay, once you upload, so in the status you can see it is in pending state. Just refresh it, it will be available. Then you have the option to deploy it. Click on deploy. Choose the deployment name, destination folder you can choose from here, or maybe you can choose at the root level. Right. Click continue. So once you choose the package and for deployment, you have to validate the package first. Like, is there any error or exceptions are there? You click on validate. So there you can see two errors are there. So how we can go and check one by one. So these errors are coming because we have some credentials assets. So we need to pass some default value over there. So we cannot left it as a blank. Just come here, select the credential and pass any value. You can change it later as well. Similar way, you can find another assets. So I don't have, yeah, I don't have other assets to do with which is the credential. So let me validate again. Yeah. So now you can see there is no error. Now I can deploy this package. So once you deploy the package, there we have an option called activate deployment. You can click on it. Or maybe you can do it later, or you can come under this orchestrator folder. You will see we have created this automation summarizer folder on a top root level. You can click on it and you will see all the assets are there. So there is 19 assets. You no need to create these assets manually. Either you can use the solution management or you have the orchestrator manager to deploy these assets, right? So like we have deployed the asset. Now let's move on to the code. So for automation summarizer, two things you have to make in mind. If you don't have the admin rights, so you will require admin access in order to get the orchestrator API. And if you're not going with the orchestrator API, then you can use the external applications. And the other thing is the automation, the Amazon Bedrock access. So if you don't have the Bedrock, because it is the premium services, if you are going for it, you can register. Let me open the scripts. Okay. So first thing, you will require the orchestrator API or maybe external application credentials, right? Any of these two will work. If you have the orchestrator API, then it will also work. If you don't have the orchestrator API, you have the external application client ID and secret or application ID and secret, then that is also work. So in order to generate, you need to comes to this admin, then click on your tenants, maybe your organization name here, then you can click on external applications, right? Here you can add your application to generate the app ID and secret. If you don't have, you can come under this default in it, sorry, default in it, then click on services, then click on this three dot, then click on API if you want to generate. As soon as you hit this API access, it will look like this. So what is it required for automation summarizer? All these four details you are required. You can copy it from here. The user key, the organization ID, name, and the client ID. You can click on OK. Once you are ready with this detail, so you can come to the sets. Okay, and there are few of the details you can let it as be if you want to use the default settings. And if you have all these, if you want to customize it, you can feel free to click on three dot and you can edit it. But in order to run this solution accelerator, let me explain what are the details are needed in order to fill. So you can do this get all folders. It is a Boolean assets. Then you can also do all get all queues and job days. You can put any like 10 days, 30 days, or 12 or 60 days. You can input the range here, the job start or end date. These are the details are required in order to get the logs from orchestrator with the help of API. So first you have to provide all these detail. You have to make sure the format which I have put it here, you have to put the same, right? Credential. So whatever we have created earlier, you have seen we have created the API or maybe external application. You need to put it here. And again, account name, you have to put it here. Cloud tenant name, the default I am using. And remaining thing, you can let it be as it is. And if you want to send an email in case of failure or exceptions, you can also put your O365 application credential, tenant name, and sender email address. But for this demo, I have put all these things. These true values, 10 days, the logs we are getting for 10 days, and the start and end dates, and the credential only. These things are only needed. So this is for orchestrator API or the external application. The another thing is Amazon Bedrock. So Amazon Bedrock, and aware about, like it is the Amazon fully hosted services. So it will require your admin permission, or if you are going to use with your own account or your personal accounts, you have to register first, and then you can search Amazon Bedrock on search, and you have to click on Amazon Bedrock. So once you are landed on this page, you will require some expertise because it is not very easy to configure, and you have to make sure you have a you have the knowledge about the Amazon services, because once you enable any services, it will cost you, right? So before you are going for it, so you have to explore some videos like how you can enable any foundational model, There you can see different companies are offering different model like AI 21 Labs offering Jurassic 2, Anthropic, Cloudy commands, the Cohere. It is by Cohere Stable Diffusion for image generation, Amazon Titan and Llama. So make sure you have some expertise around the Amazon. Then you can come here, you can choose your model. If you want to train it, you can also train your own model. You can train it and you can create some pipeline over there, and you will also require the API keys, right? So once you are ready with all these three things, so what UiPath is asking to provide the detail in order to integrate your solution with Amazon, right? Amazon Bedrock. So for Amazon Bedrock, so let me comes to the integration first. There we have the integration services. You have to click on this, and you can choose any of this from here. If you want to build from with the help of UiPath integration services, it will offer you to create a skeleton for you. But if you have the expertise, you can create it by your own, right? So once you come here, you can click on read documents. So it will navigate to your the documentation section. And if you want to connect, you can click on connect Amazon Bedrock. It will ask you to provide three details, that is access, key ID, AWS region, and secret key. And these details you can find from here. You can click on your username, and you can click on security credential, and there you can generate all these details, right? So once you are ready with this, for this demo, I am not going to use the Amazon Bedrock. So I have alternative option that is also available in UiPath integration service, that is called the GenAI activity. So let me go back and type it here. So you will see UiPath is also offering generative AI activities. You can click on it and you can connect. It will ask you your credential, and you must be aware like it will cost you for you must have the AI units in order to use the generative AI activities, right? So let me show you. So I have connected my account with the UiPath generative AI activities, right? So it will be available on UiPath Studio. So I'm replacing the Amazon Bedrock for this demo because it will require some expertise to train the model or build the model or create the Lambda or the APIs key, right? So by replacing this, we are just using the UiPath generative AI services. I will show you how you can use the UiPath generative AI services. These are the prerequisites. That is the reason we are covering it first. Then we will go to the code. Yeah. So I was talking about the generative AI services. So you have to connect your folder, right? Then you have to install this package. You can come here, manage package, and you can install the integration services because this activity is the part of integration services. And here you can search for GenAI activity. You can see it is available, content generation, generate chat completion, document, emails, right? So you can drag and drop here, select your account, uh, by which account you have integrated with integration services. You can choose the model, whatever you want. There we have the Turbo, there we have the GPT-4o, Gemini 1.0 Pro 001, right? Then you can provide your prompt here, write a Python program to calculate true numbers. Then system prompt, it will automatically take, you can change it accordingly. And I'm writing it here, whatever the response from getting from the UiPath generative AI. Let me debug it. So you can see the UiPath generative AI services has generated the Python code to calculate two number. Same way, you can ask any questions, you can write anything, write your essays, your blogs, anything you want, like, but it will cost you some units. So in order to check like what how many units it will be charged, you can navigate to the AI UiPath AI meterings web page. There we have the option. You can see like how many units will be charged for one request or two requests, right? So I'm replacing Bedrock services with GenAI activity. Now let's move on to the automation summarizer code. So this automation summarizer code, like I said, it is completely ready for you. You no need to change anything here. The only thing you have to make the config file. So you can see maybe you are familiar with the RE framework. It will look like the RE framework, but there are some changes and modified according to the requirement. So this was all built by the UiPath team. So initialization is there, process is there. There is no get transactional. Then it will go to the end process, right? Let me show you the config file. The only things you have to change, that is config file. So there we have the sheet called assets. Similar to the RE framework, you have to provide your assets name. So we have deployed the asset with the help of solution management. The same name you have to put it here. So the email name, subject, and the folder path where you have deployed the solution management, right? So you can provide all these details. So once you download, you can unzip it, you can open it. The only things you have to change, that is I'm walking you through the config file and one more thing that is called LLM training. But I will walk you through each and every components. Let me open retrieve LLM DT. So these things are the standard what UiPath have created. The only thing I have replaced, that is called we are replacing the Amazon Bedrock services. Just comment out it. And I have replaced with UiPath generative AI services, right? You can see the default integration name, the user which I have integrated, the model I'm using, prompt, and yeah, these things. So UiPath is using generative AI to summarize the data, whatever the data we are getting from Orchestrator. There we have the logs for failures and all. So it is combining it together and passing it to the generative AI. So there is so what we are passing it prompt. You can see there we are passing the variable here, right? That is prompt, and prompt we are preparing from here. You can see there are some JSON format we are passing and just replacing it with string dot format, right? And how this prompt will look like. Let me show you the prompt as well. You can see how the UiPath is designed the prompt. So you can read it below that within the three backticks in data in JSON format regarding all the logs data for processing inside different folder and the JSON data, that actual JSON data which is coming from the UiPath orchestrator along with the prompt. These prompts we are passing into the UiPath generative AI activity. In response, it is returning something. Then there we have some logics to get the data from start index and bedrock services and deserializing the JSON file, then preparing it for the HTML format. So that is the two things. If you want to run this process, these two things are needed. First, change the config file with assets and folders. Second, if you don't have the expertise on Amazon Bedrock, if you don't want to use it, just simply use the content generation, the UiPath generative AI activity. These two things you have to replace, and your solution will be ready to generate the report, right? Let me walk you through the what are the folders and pre-built solutions are there. Starting from initialization, it is the same, like it is preparing the config file and all that collected data will be stored in the config. Process transaction, let me start it from here and let me open the process transaction. So no need to change anything here. Just I'm walking you through like how the process transaction will look like. Starting from log messages and try start pass dating. There are some date preparation, parsing date, all folder. So it is trying to check the assets, like if you are getting all the folder or any specific folder. So it is trying to check the Boolean value of the assets, then getting folder data from orchestrator, same way queues data and all. Yeah. So it is trying to get each and everything in the process sections, right? Queues data, building some data table for output preparation for each data table in a queue. It is used to get all the data. Use join data table, build JSON, LLM workflow. This flow is building the JSON along with the prompt, right? Retrieving LLM data. So that is you already have seen. We have to make some changes by adding the generative AI activity. Build report, it is preparing the HTML report, and this report you can convert it to the PDF to send it after the execution. Like you can trigger the bot from uh, Orchestrator, or you can run it manually from UiPath Assistant as well. So once all these things are ready, you can run the process. Let me show you. Let me remove. Yeah. So here we have execution report. What I have generated it manually. So the report will look like this. Summary, that is total folder, total processes, and total error. Folder with most exception, that is shared folder. There we have 30 exceptions. Most exceptions, most frequent exception is folder name, shared folder, exception message, add data row, string was not required. That is 12 error. The count of error is that is 12. Shared folder again and again. The overall summary, you can see the robot fleet automated 25 operational tasks equivalent to approximate 10 man hours, right? So these summary and all it is generated with the help of generative AI. So that is the reason UiPath is using the LLM model to optimize the result and make it more readable for the user. So let me remove this PDF to generate it again. So everything is ready. Now you can run it from main folder. So it will visit each and every folder, each and every queues and process folder to check is there any exceptions or error are there. Then get and prepare some data table to store all the results getting from the orchestrator. Then it will pass those results with the help of prompt. Sorry, the pass those results along with the prompt into the large language model. Then there are some results come in JSON format. Then it will convert these JSON result and store into the HTML format to prepare the HTML report, the more readable reports, right? You can see, yeah, first time it is asking for security, you have to click on it and allow the block content. Yeah, so you can see the result, right? The summary, that is one folder, that is shared folder, and total processes deployed on shared folder 1, total error, that is 26, and shared folder exceptions are 26. And you can see if you have multiple folder, it will get uh, all the details of all the folders, right? Bifurcating the folder name, right? If it is development, production, or QA, so folder name will be listed out here. So I'm just using the shared folder right away. So all the data are coming from the shared folder. You can see the exceptions for shared folder, that is count 9. So same error happening for 9 times. Add data row, it is happening for 8 times. For add data row, date and time represented by the string date value, that is 4 times. And like I said, this summary is generated by the LLM model based on the errors and all, right? So yeah, you can uh, you can send this report, um, where if you want to send this report, you feel free to convert the HTML file and convert it into the PDF, or you can have some logic to convert your HTML file. So I will show you how the HTML file will look like. So under the data, there we have the summary report. You can click on it. It will open on your browser. Just right click, print, and save. If you don't want to do it manually, you can convert this HTML into the PDF and send the result at the end of execution. And you can deploy this process into the orchestrator, and you can add this process in trigger, time-based trigger, queue-based trigger. So you can set some time for weekly, bi-weekly, or maybe monthly. So it will automatically trigger from orchestrator, collect some information on behalf of you, like you are passing the APIs key, and prepare the report and send this report. You can add the logic word, uh, whom you want to send this report. It will automatically send the report weekly or bi-weekly. So yeah, that is all about the automation summarizer in a very easy way. So let me recall all these things. You have to download, you have to deploy the solution management package. So the solution managed package will be there under the development folder. Yes. Once you deploy it, then you can come under this data config, and you have to change some config value, the assets value. Then the last thing you have to do, come under the frame folder. You can choose the retrieve LLM data, and you can comment the Amazon Anthropic and integrate your yeah, you have to integrate the UiPath generative AI activity. First, you have to navigate the UiPath integration services. There you can find the generative AI activity, connect it, come here, add this activity, provide some model name, prompt. The prompt will be the same. The value which is here, the variable name, you can just pass this variable name here. The prompt will look like this. You can see, and you can read the prompt, whatever the prompt written by the UiPath team. These prompts are also available in the UI config sheet, and the result you can print here, and let all these things as it is. The solution, the automation summarizer will work for you. You don't need to change anything here. So that is all about the automation summarizer. If you have any questions, any feedback, or if you are also the part of UiPath Delhi NCR chapter community group, you can register yourself. Yeah, Deepak. So anyone have any question? Okay, you feel free. If you don't have any question, you feel free to reach out to my LinkedIn account. I will guide you through if you have any questions and queries. If you are facing any difficulty while using the automation summarizer, you feel free to reach out to my LinkedIn profile, right? And if any one of you are interested to part of this session, you can feel free to reach out to me and Umesh. We will host you with your ideas and solutions. Okay, if we don't have any questions, so we can, yeah, we can connect. Yeah, you can. We are also planning one more series, so stay tuned for. We will release all the detail on UiPath community page and also on LinkedIn page. So stay updated, right? Yeah. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session.